What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I've just launched my weekly reality television digest, so if you want a weekly roundup of reality television news that might not make it to this channel, delivered straight to your inbox every single week with my usual side of shade, make sure to sign up. The link is going to be in the description box down below. Anyway, let's jump into a recap of what happened on Teen Mom OG Season 8, Episode 4. Ryan's got one more month left of his sentence, and we learn that he works in the kitchen of his county jail. He calls Mackenzie to yawn and say literally nothing in the most useless phone call of all time before hanging up.
You may start the conversation now.
Sorry. Hey. Your mom and dad are here. You're on speaker. Yeah? We miss you. Well, I love you. Okay, sounds good. Bye.
See you, Ryder. Love you. Bye. And that's usually about how the conversation goes.
Yep.
Cheyenne is planning her daughter's birthday party, and it sounds like it's going to be a really huge party. It even includes 3 outfit changes, which seems like total overkill for a toddler in my opinion, but I digress. And we get to see her boyfriend for the first time. His name is Matt, and he reminded me of Chavi from Gym Class Heroes without all the tattoos and piercings, and I'm curious if anyone else got that vibe from him. She goes out to the arcade with him and her sister as well and talks about, how she's going to create some kind of relationship with Taylor that is in Ryder's best interest. It kind of sounded to me like her boyfriend had already met Ryder, which is weird because he hadn't met Cory yet, and she made a huge stink about Cory's girlfriend, that he wanted to introduce to her before introducing to Ryder. So if that is the case, I am side-eyeing her a little bit here. Next up in Indiana, Amber's hanging around her house and FaceTimes her cousin Lea, who generously invites her to Mommy and Me bingo. Andrew has a nose surgery coming up around that time that'll keep him from holding their son for a while during his recovery, and Amber takes the opportunity about having to care for her child for a couple of days, like without Andrew's help, because of course it's Amber. We all know she's not doing all that much when it comes to child rearing.
I don't know. I know that I'm going to get stressed. I know that I'm going to get tired. And then just have a freaking meltdown.
Meanwhile, down south in Tennessee, Maci and Taylor throw a promotional photo shoot for their clothing line, which I didn't even know they had. Like, they never talk about it, they never promote it. So learning that they had a clothing line was groundbreaking to me. Like, this was news to me. But anyway, I was glad to see them hustling and building their pleather-pocketed empire together. It's a hell of a lot more interesting than watching them sit around and talk about Ryan all day. And speaking of Ryan, on the other side of Tennessee, the real star of Maci's segments, Mackenzie, went out to the nail salon with her friend to wonder whether or not Ryan would still like her when he got out of jail. And to me, the whole still like thing is very presumptuous, considering Ryan has not been sober and lucid throughout their entire relationship. So I don't know that he ever did actually like her. And I don't even know that Ryan even 100% comprehends the fact that he's married, right? Given how predatory this relationship is. And speaking of spas, Catelynn is in Michigan about to go to her very own spa trip to preemptively take care of herself so she doesn't fall into a tailspin of postpartum depression. Nova wants to play with her and has a full-blown meltdown when she learns that Kate's leaving, and Catelynn kind of giggles and stares as Tyler talks Nova off of the ledge. Was anyone else wondering why they couldn't just tell Nova where she was going? Like, it was very like, oh, like, don't worry, she'll be right back, blah, blah, blah. Like, if this child has anxiety or whatever about you leaving, just be as clear as possible with her and maybe that'll help. Like, sorry, I'm going to the spa. It's just up the street. I'll be back soon. You don't have to worry about it. Remember, Kate was away for treatment for quite a bit, so she might still have residual feelings about that. So I wish that they were a lot more clear and concise and structured in their delivery of where she was going, just so that it helps her along the process. But who knows how often this happens with her. Sometimes kids just have meltdowns and can be stage 5 clingers. Ultimately, though, Kate did end up picking up Nova to try and comfort her before leaving her with Tyler and her mother, April. And then on her way out, she let her know where she was going, where I was like, why didn't you just tell her that in the first place? But I digress. Back in Indiana again, Lea returns home from bingo with her mom and shows off her winnings. Did anyone else notice Leah's little peep toe heels? Woo child, these kids are growing up so damn fast. We then head back down south to Tennessee, where we get a Things That Matter infomercial as a whole mini segment.
We've done, a few baby items before.
Yeah.
But like to have a full-blown toddler line coming out.
You guys, the OGs are so dry that we're getting infomercials as segments. We're getting Matt running around looking for a bathroom. What else are we getting? We had like Cousin Crystal getting whole segments by herself as well of her trashy life. Leah shaving her leg. We're getting a lot of filler scenes, and it just shows that these producers know this show is boring, but they're hanging on to wait to see what happens with the kids, because these kids are in the double digits. So who knows what's gonna happen with them. Anyway, we flip right back to Catelynn in Michigan. Remember how Nova had that little like mini meltdown about her going to the spa? To me, that was like normal child behavior. Like any child who just realized she's gonna be splitting her inheritance with another kid is going to have a panic attack every now and again. And so naturally, Catelynn is sitting down there with all of the like brilliant, critically acclaimed critical thinking skills that she has. Like, you know what? After Nova's little meltdown, I think that I'm gonna need to get her a pony. Like that, if I get her a pony, she'll never freak out again. So she decides that she needs to get this child a pony to put in the stable alongside the horse that she already got for herself and abandoned that was supposed to solve all of her own problems. And we saw how well that worked out. She sits down in the kitchen and talks to Tyler about the plan, and his reaction was literally all of us.
So we can spend time together, just the two of us.
Okay.
Then he brings up the notorious pig that she got. Remember, she's like, oh, I need a pig. This pig is gonna help me out so much. Like, I need it. I understand the responsibility, but I need a pig. So she gets the pig. She keeps it for a couple of days before she grows tired of it. Her and her mom, April, drive high to return it, I think it was. And she basically immediately after that checks herself into a facility for mental health treatment, So like to me and Tyler, just based on what he was saying, they were like, okay, this sounds like something that might be a symptom of Kate kind of spiraling again. Like, does she really want this pony, or is she on the ledge again? Tyler isn't happy about it all, but he ultimately says that he trusts her decision, which I wish that he hadn't, because we all know that Kate's decision-making skills are about as well developed as her resume. I don't know about you guys, but I couldn't help but think about Maci in that scene, just because Maci does such a good job of making sure that Bentley is a grounded, young kid. She's like, I don't want you to be a spoiled kid. I want you to understand how lucky you are. I want you to work hard for things. I'm not going to throw things at you just because I've got money. Meanwhile, Kate's like, problems, meet money, like I really wonder how Maci kind of reacted to that scene, because I know she was probably like, this idiot. Now let's head over to LA again, you guys. It's time for Cheyenne's birthday party for her daughter Ryder. The party was absolutely beautiful. It looked like a mid-tier version of like the massive Stormy World party that Kylie threw for her daughter. Just a quick question though, is Cheyenne still swimming in Are You the One money like that? Because her and Cory don't seem to have no damn jobs, but they're living pretty damn well, especially to be in LA. Her boyfriend Matt introduces himself to Cory at the gifting station, who's very welcoming of him. He tells Cory that he thinks he's a great father, and it was a really beautiful scene. Cory is extremely mature as far as fatherhood and co-parenting goes, and Matt seemed like a stand-up guy as well to just go ahead and introduce himself and compliment Cory and talk about like the boundaries he's gonna set for himself. Like, I was really glad to see them come together like this, but Cheyenne on the other hand doesn't seem that mature about co-parenting.
Come say hi to Cory and his girlfriend. Cheers.
Some of you guys say that she's got like a long history with Taylor, or Taylor's got like a long history of being like publicly ignorant or something like that, but I literally have no clue. I've never seen this chick, and I hardly even remember Cory's version or season of The Real World either, so I'll just leave that up to that. Over in Michigan again, Catelynn ultimately decides to get Nova the pony. She's like, I understand that a pony is a lot of work and responsibility, and I don't want you guys to feel like I'm not up for that, okay? So we get to see her responsibility in action.
Yeah. All horses say nay.
Oh, but you like riding your pony?
Typical Catelynn. Is anybody really surprised that she's standing around while Tyler is, you know, doing the work with the pony and the child, which she's probably still doing to this day? Down south, Maci and Taylor are out of non-Ryan related content to talk about, so they sit on their porch and discuss how Bentley's coping with his uncle being in and out of jail. Maci says that he's handling it so well that he must be burying his feelings somewhere, and she's concerned about that. She had such a mature point of view. Like, I'm so proud of her level-headedness. She also mentioned that she was extremely disappointed that Ryan never made an effort to call Bentley while he was in jail. She's like, Bentley's got his own cell phone. If you want to talk to your son, go ahead and call him and talk to him, and Ryan never actually did that. In the final scene of the episode, Cheyenne and Taylor talk at Ryder's birthday party very, very briefly. It was awkward, whatever. But for me, it was more of an "Are you the one?" flashback. I was like, hey, I know that guy. I know that guy too. That was kind of fun to see there. And, you know, I wonder if the animals that she had for Ryder at the party were adoptable. That would have been really cool. No judgment if not, but it would have been really cool and sweet if those were adoptable animals that wound up finding forever homes as well. Anyway, you guys, that does it. A recap of what went down on Teen Mom OG Season 8, Episode 4. As usual, I'm more excited to hear what you have to say about everything. So please make sure to leave all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and we'll chat. You can also watch one of these other videos that you're interested in. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.